Everybody hear me okay? We good? So no injuries to report, which is a good thing. Two good football teams playing each other. It was great to be able to do that here in Frankfurt, and I just thought both teams put it all out there during that game. The crowd was unbelievable. I'm going to say we won in the crowd. There was a lot of red there. The hospitality by the German people has been great the last few days here. Compliments to our staff for doing the forward work on this and working with the people here in Germany to put on a smooth event for the coaches and the players. Defensively, what a first half and what a second half. That fourth quarter was really something, which made it very exciting. The McDuffie strip of Tyreek, punching the ball out, Edwards picking it up, Cook scoring, him lateraling to Cook, Cook scores. Doesn't get any better than that. Snead's ability to match up most of the day on Tyreek was big, although Tyreek's a heck of a football player. I mean, he made a couple real nice plays in there too. So offensively, we did some great things, and then we sputtered at times. But I would tell you that first drive was a thing of beauty. And then, again, the next touchdown was also a good job of getting ourselves upfield and scoring on that. So, and then, again, our offensive line, I thought, did a very nice job in the run game. I thought that was a real positive for us during the game, which obviously uses a lot of time in doing so. Pacheco, I thought, ran very hard. Good eyes on things, picking the holes properly, and did a good job there. And then special teams, we made enough plays there that were positive. We were trying to change the field position around a little bit at the end. Again, we've got to watch ourselves on these catches inside the 5. So, but anyways, that's the time's yours here.
We'll start with Adam. Go ahead, Adam.
Andy, what is it about McDuffie, his ability to get the ball away from he's done that a bunch of times?
Yeah. I mean, he came up and smacked him, first of all. I mean, that was a pretty aggressive hit. And it was a catch and then an immediate hit. And then he just went right for the ball, punching it down, which is tough to do as you lay a lick on him like that, like he did. So, but he's a heck of a football player.
What went into the decision to throw the ball on third down, your last third down?
Yeah. That would be one. If we ran it, you would have been asking me why we didn't throw it. So, but I'm gonna tell you, But I'll tell you, I probably should have put it in the hands of the big old line. I owe him one on that one.
Mick.
Andy, it was a unique week for you, but also an important week. I just wonder if you could just expound on just kind of big picture how big of a win this was.
Yeah, well, it was big. We have this bye week coming up, and there's nothing worse than going into a bye week with a loss, first of all, and then a 10-hour or 8-hour plane ride on top of that, and that doesn't lead to a good feeling. But we're 6-2 sitting there with the Dolphins coming into this, and knowing that they're one of the better teams in the AFC. And so I love the energy, the way our guys rebounded from that last game against Denver. All those things are so important to making up a good football team, and our guys did that. Last week we were off, and this one here they weren't going there, and you could just feel it. I think probably all you felt it in here from the first drive on. So I think you look back on it, I think this was a big week, and then the way things worked over here, I think, was very smooth. This can be, when you start going across the pond, as they'd say, right? So you go across the pond, I mean, many things can happen, and things have to hit right. And I'm telling you, the German people were phenomenal in setting things up for us, as was our staff. Yeah.
Right here.
Thank you.
I'm from ESPN the Netherlands, and I promised all our watchers to see a really great offensive game. It became a really great defensive game. If I would have told you that before the season started, that the game against the Dolphins in Deutschland would be a defensive game, would you be surprised about that?
Well, I'm not going to slight our defense, so I'm going to say, but I wouldn't have guessed that. There were two good, typically two good offenses. That being the number one offense, the Dolphins, in the National Football League right now. So, for the things that our defense did, right there was that was a tremendous achievement. And obviously we got to keep it going. You're just as good as that next game that you play in, but that was a heck of an achievement. Steve Spagnuolo did a great job with scheming it, and the players executed very well.
Coach, you talked about coming across the pond. Chiefs Kingdom really showed up today. Did this feel like a home game atmosphere?
Yeah, that's what I was saying there at the beginning, that the Chiefs fans won that one. I mean, it was we could feel them. It was loud, whether they were from Germany or whether they were from Kansas City or the UK. It was it was something. It was loud, aggressive, and we can feel that as players and coaches. We feel that and we appreciate it.
And Travis became an all-time leading wide receiver today. All-time leading receiver because of the Chiefs' history. Talk about that.
Yeah, well, and listen, I didn't give him the ball enough, and on top of that, but this guy's a great player. I mean, he gets better and better, and they were aware of him, and it allowed other guys to make some plays with some of the schemes they were using. But what a great player and a good kid, on top of that, great leader.
Coach McDuffie at the zone Italy. At times, it felt like you were prepared to have a game plan where Travis Kelce was not too much in the mix. There was not relying too much on the combo Mahomes to Kelce, which turned out in a very numerical-wise poor game from Kelce. He did a lot of other good things like wiping the zone on the McKinnon touchdown and things that you don't see on the stats maybe. Was that actually planned to be like that, so to take away the main target from the defense of the Miami Dolphins, or it just happened that way? Side note, Coach Chris Holt says hi.
Oh, good. Tell him likewise. So, it wasn't planned that way. We always try to get him involved, and we try to do it quickly. They did a nice job of pulling a combination coverage look where there wasn't a lot of space there for him breaking in or out. But you're right, though, in that he did a lot of the support things very well. And, he always has a great attitude about it. First thing he said to me, I said, "Doggone, I need to get you the ball a little bit more." And he goes, "Hey, the offensive line played great. We were running the ball well." So I appreciate that attitude. And we enjoyed Italy, too, by the way, when my wife and I went there. It was a great trip.
Welcome again.
Yeah, all right.
We're going to two more. Sorry, guys. Right here, Derek.
Coach, obviously coming out of last week's game, we had penalties that were an issue along with the drop passes. This week, especially on the opening drive, your receivers were catching the balls with no issues. That was an improvement, but you still have nine penalties.
Yeah.
You got the Eagles coming up on the Monday night, 2 weeks from tomorrow. What are you working on between now and then?
Yeah, well, we got to take care of the penalties. I mean, that's the obvious, and we'll get that worked out as we go here. I mean, but that's something we have to take care of. The guys I thought caught the ball well. Quez would probably want to have the one back that he had, but that guy was, tugging and pulling and everything on top of that. But he normally makes those right there. But so listen, we came out of this with things we can work on to get better, and we'll do that.
Last one, sorry.
Hello, Coach. Here.
Yes, hello.
You talk about Germany and Germany as a host. This is your second international game with the Chiefs. What are the similarities and difference with Mexico? And if you like to raise your hands during the new markets that the NFL is trying to explore, like Brazil, Spain, or other markets?
Yeah, no, listen, I always joke our media, we'd go play in the CVS parking lot. We don't care. So we'll play anywhere at any time. But I will tell you, we also went to London, and Mexico, London, and here have been phenomenal trips. And I think it's great for the National Football League. You see what it's done for basketball, you see what it's done for baseball, and there's no reason it can't do that for football. We've had actually a few German players in the NFL, and Sebastian. Anyway, you know the guys, so they've been real contributors to teams, and we appreciate the enthusiasm over here. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Coach.
I think you can see it in spurts. You look at the first drive, you look at the 90-yard drive that we had. You can see that we can do it. It's just about being consistent every single drive, and obviously penalties and then me not connecting on guys deep down the field hurt us. But luckily for us, our defense is playing their tail off, and we got the win.
Mick.
Patrick, Rashee on the field afterwards said the scoop and score was like the craziest play he's ever seen. I wonder your perspective on that 8.5.
Yeah, no, that was sweet. I mean, obviously a huge play in the game, but the way they were able to not only make the big hit, strip the ball. I think it was Mike that picked it up and then pitched it to Cook, and Cook was rolling, man. I said it looked like he was like the anchor leg of a 4x1 in track. So he got those knees up and was rolling down the field. So huge play that obviously mattered a ton at the end of the game.
Patrick, what do you make of the way your defense is playing? Do you think this is the best defense you've had since?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, the fact that they're so good at all three levels, that they're deep, guys rotate in and they can play. It's hard to get everybody snaps. That's how good they are. And so, I mean, it's got to be a top defense in the NFL. That's a great offense, and for them to hold them to 14 points where I fumbled in our own area for 7 of those points, I mean, that's a tremendous job, and I think they're going to continue to get better because they're young and they love it.
Could you see that coming, Patrick, back in training camp? Could you see this kind of developing?
Yeah, I knew they were going to be good because you look at the end of last year, and they played great football. No one really noticed, and so I knew they were going to be good. We brought back so many people, so many young guys, and they were going to develop. But I mean, the fact that they're all developing this fast, I don't know if anyone could have guessed it. But I knew they were going to be great as their careers went on. But it's good to have a lot of young guys that can play like that.
Patrick, it looked like you made a point of getting around to see fans after the game, going toward the stands. Can you just describe what that was like and what you'll take away from all this?
Yeah, it was an amazing experience to be out here in Germany. I mean, you could see red all around the town. I mean, Chiefs Kingdom showed up, and you could feel the love that they had not only for the game of football, but for the players. And you could tell they watched and they knew what they were talking about. And so I was excited to be here, and even more excited leaving. That hopefully I get to get back at some point.
And did you engage with some fans as you went around?
Yeah, I just high fives and stuff like that. But like I said, I want to get back. I work with a lot of people that are in Germany, and I want to get back out here and see Chiefs Kingdom out here in Germany.
Right here, sir.
Pat, there's someone you often compare to in Tom Brady. He was here last year playing in Munich. I talked to him after the game, and he mentioned that he was fascinated by the German supporters. What was your impression today playing here in Frankfurt, the German fans?
Dude, the German fans, they knew it, and they were loud the entire game. They were passionate. You could tell that they watch football on American football on the daily, and they really understand it. And it was great for the NFL to give us this opportunity. I'm sure there'll be many more as my career goes on. And I'm excited to get back and be able to play, and not only Frankfurt, but Munich or wherever else the NFL goes.
Patrick, we're going to get Rashee here in a few minutes. Talk about what you're seeing from him. He's becoming one of your key go-to guys.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's making plays. He wants it. He loves it. And he's going out there and making plays. I think our job is to find different ways to get him the football more down the field because he can do it. And so as the season goes on, his role will expand, and I'm excited for it.
All right, we got time for 3 more. We're going to go Darren, you, sir, right there, and then you, sir, over there. Go ahead, Darren.
Patrick, obviously, this season you dealt with your receivers dropping a lot of passes today. Outside of the one, I think with the MVS down deep, pretty much they were on spot. What have you all been working on throughout the season and throughout this past week, especially now with the Denver game? What do you feel like you need to work on as you prepare for Philadelphia?
Yeah, I think all you can do is keep working. That's everything. It's me with timing. It's them. Just continue to get catches as much as possible. Lucky for us, our defense is playing so good, so we're sitting here 7-2 going into the bye. But we can get a lot better as an offense, and I think if the offense gets to where I think it can be, we'll be a hard team to beat.
You, sir. Can you tell us what's the difference between the crowds in foreign games like in London or in Frankfurt and the games in the US, especially in Europe?
I haven't played in London yet, so I don't know that crowd. But Arrowhead's special because there's so many Chiefs fans. It's all Chiefs fans. I mean, obviously there was a lot of Chiefs fans at this game, which I was extremely happy about. But obviously it spread across all the NFL. But I mean, they're passionate both ways. The Chiefs fans, they've been there for 50 years, and they understand it, and they understand when they're going to be the loudest for the defense and stuff like that. But I thought the Frankfurt fans did a great job of that, and it felt like a home game. I mean, the Chiefs fans showed up out there, and Chiefs Kingdom was loud and proud.
Last one, sir.
Patrick, isn't it strange to feel like you're playing home, but you're thousands of miles away from home? And speaking of that, there are strong rumors of the NFL coming to Spain. Would you like to play there?
Yeah, I'm up for anything. I'm always excited to get across the world and play football and show American football and what it has done for not only me but for a lot of people to the rest of the world. But I mean, I thought it was really cool just to be out here. I mean, the whole experience, being out in the city and at the practice facility and everything like that, you could tell everybody was excited. And like I said, I want to come back. I don't know when that will be, but when we get the opportunity, I hope Clark jumps at it and we can be back out here playing football games.
All right, thank you.
Yep. Man, we were man-to-man, so honestly, it was pretty easy seeing that screenplay develop. Lucky enough, just saw the play happen and made a play on it, and luckily there was guys on the back end that cleaned it up for me.
Mike, I wanted to ask you about, as soon as you lateral, you set up the block, and I wanted to ask what your instincts throughout that entire play.
Yeah, so once I got it, I felt Tyreek on my ankle, so I was about to get tackled, and I was like, nah, we gotta get this on. We gotta do something else. So I kind of looked back, and I seen my boy BC, and I was like, I trusted him. You gotta have trust to do some stuff like that, but I trusted him. I just pitched it back, and he did the rest.
Adam.
What do the coaches say to you on the sideline? I mean, other than great job, I mean, do they, like, are they okay with that kind of thing as long as it works? Or?
Yeah, we got a touchdown out of it. It better be good.
One for Trent first. Just when you made the hit, did you feel the ball come out right away? And just with that, the whole energy you felt today with the crowd, I was just wondering how it all felt.
Yeah, definitely had to focus on the ball anytime I make a tackle or anything like that. So when I made the hit, definitely felt to get loose and try my best to strip it out. And luckily I was able to. But man, this Frankfurt crowd was great. I mean, I said it was kind of like a playoff atmosphere. I mean, I think the new thing was everybody whistling. I thought that was pretty cool. You know, not used to all those whistles out here, but the energy was infectious, and we had a great time out there.
Nick.
This one's for Bryan and Patrick said he running like the anchor lady with 4x1. Is that the fastest you ever run? When's the last time
Not
you
the
had-
fastest, not the fastest at all. I ran track in high school a little bit, so try to bring that out. But they said they trust from the guys, they gave me the ball, the situation, so I just tried to do my best to put it in the end zone.
When was the last touchdown?
Howard, 2018, pick 6.
Right here, sir.
Yeah, there have been some problems with the turf in Munich last year. How was the turf in Frankfurt? The stadium.
The turf?
Oh, the turf was pretty good though. Honestly, I know we had some doubts at first going into it, but I feel like everybody was pretty much sticky with their coverage, sticky with their the footing. So it wasn't that bad. Honestly, last year we played at Arizona, the Super Bowl. We had some difficulties with that, but I can say from my experience that it was definitely better than that experience. So from that point on, I feel like the turf is pretty good, or the grass is pretty good.
Darren.
Trent, I know we talked last week after the Broncos game, and you talked about how you all expected to bounce back. Did you see anything different in the receiver that you were defending this week that that allowed you all to play as well as you did today?
Say again, sorry, one more time.
The defenders, the players that you played against, Tyreek,
Yeah.
Waddle, did they do anything different than what you all were preparing for this week that allowed you to play this well today?
No, I mean, we went back and watched the film. They kind of gave us the same things that we've been seeing, and I feel like a lot of the guys had a lot of communication on what we were planning on doing, and I feel like we just did the game plan really well and executed at a high level, and I feel like that was the reason we were able to limit him to however many yards he was able to have today.
Yes, sir.
We talked about a lot of the atmosphere with Coach and Trent McDuffie. Were you surprised about the crowd atmosphere in the stadium?
Yeah, I played player last year. I played in Munich last year. It's kind of like the same thing. I mean, whole Germany is crazy. The atmosphere is crazy. I told them my experience last year was really cool. I mean, we came out with a win, so that made it better. But the atmosphere was crazy. I felt like you said, it felt like a playoff game, and they was electric the whole game from first quarter to the end of the game. So definitely appreciate the fans, and they definitely showed out.
Rashee, one for you. The Justin Watson touchdown got called back, but they came to you on the next play with a scheme play, a little screen pass. Do you sense the coach's confidence is growing in you in big situations?
Yeah, I feel like their confidence is growing. It doesn't happen overnight, and it's not only up to the coaches. It's up to me putting myself in practice, to all the players, even on the defensive side, just to have confidence in me having the ball in my hands. So I know when the ball's in my hands, I need to get north and south and make a play.
Last two will go right here, guys.
I wanted to ask you about the other catch you had there on 3rd and 5. Is that the intended route? If you could just kind of take me through that play from start to finish there.
Yeah, that play is. I mean, that's not necessarily the intended route, but I have option to sit it down, go inside or go outside. I kind of took a wide step to basically let the defense, declare, so I could know if it was man or zone defense. And when I realized that it was man defense, I just kind of raced to the sideline, knowing that Pat would get the ball to me.
You had it the whole way too, that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last question, man.
So everybody's talking about that this could be maybe the AFC Championship game in the future. Dolphins have lost to kind of all big teams, and they won all to the smaller teams. What do you guys think are the chances we will meet again in the AFC Championship game?
I mean, we're ready for any opponent. We know they're a good team. Like this game was battling for the first seed in the AFC, so we know they're a good team. They'd be a playoff team. We might see them in the playoffs. We might see them before the AFC Championship. Might see them in the AFC Championship. But either way it goes, we'll be ready for them again. We know they'll be, coming even harder, coming off this loss. So we're ready for whoever.
All right, thank you.